live example in front of us that people always tell that you have to learn firstly grammar and then you will be able to speak. So according to you, you knew the grammar but you were not able to speak English. So communication.
To be honest, in case of me, I can say that I used to listen only in conversational videos. Okay, so how do we interact with each other? What kind of people in front of us, and how to deal with them? So that's why I used to focus only on conversational videos, and simultaneously also I used to listen podcast videos and motivational videos also. But all the conversation is in English. Okay, because
Right?
good evening, ma'am. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And what about you?
I'm also as fit as a fiddle, and thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's great. So we are meeting first time. So would you introduce yourself?
Of course, it's my pleasure. So thank you very much for giving me this golden chance to introduce myself in front of you. This is Bablu Kisku. I hail from Hooghly, West Bengal. And if I talk about my qualification, I have accomplished masters in English literature. And if I talk about my interest, I love to play cricket, football, and having conversation with different kinds of people. And by profession, I am a school teacher. Now, apart from that, I am running a YouTube channel which name is English with Bablu, where I upload English related conversational videos. So that's all about me, and thank you for asking.
Okay, that's great about you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Varsha and I hail from the snowy and scenic beauty of Himachal Pradesh, but currently reside in Punjab with my family. And being a language enthusiastic, I have started my YouTube channel based on English conversation. So that's all about me. So, Bablu, I have started a series for those who are just thinking about learning English, but they are not able to take first step towards speaking. So my question is that when did you like you told me that you are a teacher, English teacher. So from your childhood or now in your adult age, you have think thought about learning English or speaking English. When did you start your English journey?
So if I talk about myself, I started my English speaking journey 5 months ago, to be honest. Okay, because earlier times I didn't too much focus on speaking and listening skills. So that's why I was not able properly. I was not able to speak properly. Okay, so earlier times, so I used to focus mainly on grammar, reading, writing. So that's why I'm very good in those parts. But in terms of speaking, I'm not so much able to speak properly. So that's why I thought that I should work on my speaking skill so that I can teach my students properly. And apart from that, I am blessed with a son. I want to give him proper English speaking and environment. So that's why I'm keep on practicing on a regular basis nowadays.
Yeah, so you are the live example in front of us that people always tell that you have to learn firstly grammar and then you will be able to speak. So according to you, you knew the grammar but you were not able to speak English. So now you are learning how to speaking English. So that's great. Okay, so tell me that about you, like as you told me. So according to you, which part of grammar we have need for speaking? Only for speaking, not for writing or reading or all the stuffs or giving to a competitive exam. For speaking, like how much grammar we have need?
So I can say that in terms of speaking, we should learn basic grammar. Mostly tense. Tense is very play essential part in case of speaking. And 70%, I can say that 70% role play tenses in case of speaking. So that's why we should learn all the tenses. There are 12 tenses total. So we should learn all the 12 tenses structure. But in terms of speaking, all the tenses are not necessary all the time. Simple present tense, simple present perfect tense, present continuous tense, and simple past tense, past perfect tense, and simple future. These are the tense required. for starting speaking. Okay, and after that we should learn also parts of speech, article, prepositions, modal verbs also also very good. Also, it's also play a vital role. So that's why we should learn these types of basic grammar in the initial stage.
Yeah, that's true. Whenever you will be able to speak at least basic English, then you can enhance or you can improve your grammar simultaneously. But initial stage, you can speak for speaking portions. Definitely, you have to learn little bit about tenses, and I can say that modal verbs as well, because can mostly we use can, could, or would. So apart from that, listening is must. Listening, as you told me, you were not accustomed to listen all the stuff, but now you are listening. So what kinds of stuff you are listening, like podcast or something different you are listening for improving your communication?
To be honest, in case of me, I can say that I used to listen only conversational videos. Okay, so how do we interact with each other? What kind of people in front of us, and how to deal with them? So that's why I used to focus only on conversational videos. And simultaneously, also I used to listen podcast videos and motivational videos also. But all the conversation is in English. Okay, because our brain is not accustomed to listening. Okay, so we need to train our brain. So that's why we need to listen a lot at the initial stage, because suppose that imagine how we have learned our mother tongue in our childhood. Okay, so we in our childhood we listen a lot from our elders, from our surroundings. Okay, because we have to be very observer. We need to be very good observer. We have to listen a lot from our surroundings also. Okay, by this way, gradually we'll develop our listening skill, and day by day you will be improving yourself.
That's true. That's true. And you told me about that you are watching so much conversational videos. So how do you learn from conversational videos? Because one of our co-learner, he was asking me that how can I learn from conversational videos? Firstly, I just would like to you can share your ideas with me, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, so from conversational videos, we have to think from ourselves also why we are learning. Okay, because mostly the learners when they start learning this language, we have to learn the purpose why we are learning. Okay, if our why is clear, then we should proceed in a better way. Okay, so suppose that I am learning for my passion. I am very much passionate, enthusiastic about learning this language, and I also a teacher. I am a teacher also. I want to give 100% to my students. Okay, so that's my voice is very strong. Okay, so by this way, I am just focusing on conversational videos, and from the conversational videos, I get to learn. Suppose how we interact with each other at the initial time in introduction. Okay, how we in the introduction, how we start our ideas at the initial stage. And suppose if I get to learn any structure, sentence structure, and any idioms, or it could be any word, so I just keep a note down with me also. I jot down the words. Okay, so by this way, I am learning a lot. I am learning a lot, many advanced words, many new words, vocabulary also. By this way, I am learning. I just jot down all those things, and these types of words I try to utilize in my conversation. Okay, and by this way, I am still learning. I'm a very good learner, you can say. Okay, so by this way, I am still keep on learning.
That's great. when my co-learner, he asked me this question, that how can I learn from the conversational video. So my question answer was like that everyone has their own introduction, the way how that person is introducing himself or herself. So you can learn from there if you are in your initial stage. So the first thing is that if you are able to give your introduction in a better way, so you will be confident that okay, I have given my introduction, now I am able to speak. So the first thing is that introduction, you can learn from there. And second thing is that you can learn from their art of questioning. How can you ask questions to other persons or a stranger? So you can learn from their art of questioning. And third thing is that answering, how can you give answer properly. So there are few things that you can learn from there, and then you will be able to speak at least in your initial stage. Then you know how to give introduction, and then how to ask questions, and then how to give answers. So these are the things that you can use while you are conversing with stranger. So you will be confident that okay, I am asking question and I am able to give the answer. So this is a great way that you can at least start your journey, and gradually, definitely sooner or later, you will be able to speak. So in this way, that was the right answer you have given me. Okay, Bablu, so you have told me about the vocabulary as well. So tell me how, like, definitely it plays a vital role while we are speaking in English. So vocabulary, definitely it is must. So how do you learn vocabulary, and how do you use that vocabulary in your communication?
Okay, so if I talk about myself, vocabulary, but I have told you that from conversational videos I get to learn many vocabularies, and simultaneously I'm fond of reading storybooks. Okay, I also read storybooks a lot. By storybooks mainly children's storybooks, Aesop fables, Panchatantra. So there are lots of storybooks because I am very much I have interest into these storybooks. So that's why I'm always whenever I get free time, I try to read 1 or 2 pages from story. Okay, by this way I just get to learn many new words. Okay, and I told you that I write down all those new words in my diary, and I try to utilize in my conversation. Okay, by this way I am enhancing my vocabulary also, because there are lots of vocabulary we have, but we just forget. While having conversation, we just forget, because there is a two type of memory in our short term memory and long term memory. Okay, most of the times I also in the initial stage used to forget the vocabulary what I have learned. So many suppose that I have learned two or three or maybe 10 vocabs. Okay, but after few days or after 1 month, I just forget all those vocabulary. Okay, just because I am not using those types of vocabulary. So I try to utilize and try to write down. Maybe 1 or 2 after 3 or 5 days, I just try to read. I try to utilize all those vocabularies. By this way, I'm improving my vocabulary. And I don't read newspaper, okay, because I don't have too much time. I don't read, and you know that newspaper I can understand well, but for the beginners it's very difficult. There are complex sentence, too much complex. There are grammatical pattern, infinitive and participle.
Yeah,
Okay.
passive wise they use there, na. So it is little bit daunting task for initial stage, that you have to read. And the people, they are thinking about that we have to watch movies. No, they can watch cartoons.
Cartoon is
No,
very good.
they can learn from them. And definitely reading books, if your kid is studying in convent school, so definitely there are books like moral science books, and there are so many like best stories are there and best vocabularies are there. So you can learn from there, and in this way you can foster a habit into you, that okay, I have to learn, and I like, we are learning, but the main thing is that how we are using that vocabulary in our communication skill, that
Yes.
is must. That is
Yes.
must, that okay, within a week, if you are learning only 2 vocabulary words and you are not able to speak, and if you are able to speak, so that is the way that you are learning, but how you are implementing those words in your communication, that is must. So definitely gradually you will be up your skill, and that's great. Okay, so next is definitely pronunciation. That plays also a vital role when we are, because earlier it was not like that, like pronunciation we are speaking, but nowadays, like if you are speaking in front of your children, so they will, oh mama, you are speaking wrong, like your pronunciation is not right. So how do you work on your pronunciation as well?
Ma'am, to be honest, I'm not very good at pronunciation. Okay, I just try to improve my pronunciation also. Earlier days, I was not very good at pronunciation. Okay, so nowadays I am trying my level best to be a very good speaker and to be try to pronounce any word in a right way, because I know that pronunciation plays a very vital role, because we are Indian, we can understand easily while having conversation, because Indian accent we can easily understand in our India. But whenever we go outside, maybe southern part or anywhere else, so at that time the people where they will not understand easily. So at that time it will be very difficult to understand. So
Yeah.
so nowadays I just listen a lot conversational videos, or sometimes also there are many native speakers channels, also YouTube channels. I try to listen their all those words also, how they pronounce any word. Okay, if I have any problem in pronouncing any problem any word, so I jump onto the YouTube. Okay, and also Google. There is also Google. I try to learn how they just pronounce this word. And earlier times, I made a lot of mistakes by pronunciation. Okay, so I used to pronounce the word adjective. Okay, by adjective, I pronounce the word adjective. All the letters I used to speak. Okay, but after maybe 1 or 2 years later, I just get to learn that this word is pronounced as adjective, not adjective. Okay.
Nowadays, everything is like, okay, you have to give your 100% to every field, like vocabulary, pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, voice modulations, and speaking. Definitely, speaking is only 30%, but you have to work on your all the skills that whenever you are speaking. So pronunciation is also nowadays Google is the best place that we can search there, that how to pronounce this word, and the breaking syllable nowadays syllable is a word that, okay, you have to speak like this. And apart from that, shadowing technique, that is also there. We can learn from there that how that person is speaking that word, and simultaneously we can speak with them. And yeah, shadowing technique is also a best way that we can learn pronunciation as well. Okay.
So, ma'am,
Yeah.
I would like to ask you one question. Your English is impeccable, flawless. Okay, so tell me something about how did you improve your English? You are very good at speaking. You are very good at pronunciation. All those I can notice you that you are very good. So tell me something about the English speaking journey. How did you? What types of strategies did you apply at the initial stage, and still how did you practice? How are you practicing? Please tell me.
If you asked about me, that earlier I was not able to utter one sentence in front of anyone. So I have also learned this language, and apart from that, definitely I have taken few sessions in my earlier stage. And the best thing is that practice. And nowadays, like if I will open my Instagram, I will open my Facebook, I will open my YouTube, so everywhere there is only English. So I don't have need to learn any vocabulary word or pronunciation. So whenever there is a reel, so you can just watch it and then you can go further. So in this way, the same reels are one by one they are coming. in front of you. So whenever you will watch it again and again, over and over, so you will be able to, okay, so now I'm not learning anywhere, like I can give you example. Okay, there is a word like, that is a funny person, like that moment was funny. So definitely very funny mean hilarious. So whenever we are watching again and again, so we know that hilarious is the word that we can use there. So there are so many things that we can learn from there. Not properly, we have to give the time. The reels are the best way to learn. Just watch a reel and leave it. And next time, whenever you will watch that reel again, so definitely you will, okay, your subconscious mind will be able to learn, okay, that was a word, so how to pronounce that word, and in this way I'm learning every day something new, not intentionally, but by watching all the stuff that, okay, it is helpful for me.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, what's your native language?
My native language is like Hindi. We are speaking Hindi, Pahari and Punjabi as well.
Okay. And tell me, ma'am, what's your hobby and what do you do in your leisure time?
My leisure time, I have two kids. I want to spend time with them and teaching them. And apart from them, like apart from that, I'm learning this language. Like I know that I am intermediate level or I'm learning advanced, but definitely learning is a process that you can learn every time. So learning this language, this is also a best thing for me. And like being a homemaker, we have only time that we can spend for ourselves, so we are learning, I am learning, and I'm spending time with my kids as well.
I also totally agree with you, ma'am. Learning is a lifelong journey. It could be intermediate or advanced. It doesn't matter because English is a vast language. There are lots of things we have to learn. Okay, so until unless we are not practice, we will not be able to be a very good speaker and not able to learn many things. So that's why practice is required all the time. So uh, all whenever I get free time, be it morning or evening, I always try to learn many words, or I try to converse with any learners or any teachers also. So
That's
I
great.
am practicing.
Keep practicing, Bablu. And okay, so do you want to give final tip to our call-learners who are just thinking in their mind that I will speak one day, but they are not able to take first step towards their speaking? So what is the last or final tip from your side, that how they can start their learning journey?
First of all, I would suggest all the learners who just want to learn this language. First of all, we should have our reason. Okay, we should have our reason why we are learning. We should have powerful reason. So if we have powerful reason, we can motivate from our reason, from our why. So that's why we should have powerful reason. And second thing is that we should have passion. Okay, we should have passion, and we should be enthusiastic about learning this language. Because if we are not enthusiastic and if we are not passion, so it will be very difficult and it will take a lot more times to learn this language. Okay, and second and third thing is that we should have confidence in ourselves. Okay, because learning is not a cup of tea. Okay, learning any language is not a cup of tea. It will take a lot of time, and most of the learners are very they don't have patience. Okay, they try to learn in 5 months or 6 months, but it will take maybe 1 year. Maybe it will take minimum 1 year. Okay, so we have to keep patient. We don't need to hurry. Okay, so and we should focus some basic grammars at the initial stage. Okay, and after that we jump into our conversation. We jump into our listening and speaking. Listening and speaking is very important. And also there are another LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. we also simultaneously try to listen. We try to read many books also available, because we have to understand the sentence structures also. Our understanding power will be improved also, and also simultaneously we have to write. Okay, but because when we write, our thinking process will be also improved. Okay, by this way we'll learn any language. Okay, so I just give you these tips that we should follow for the learners. Okay.
Okay, so nice to talk to you, Bablu. And thank you for giving me your valuable time. And definitely we'll meet again and we'll create another video for our co-learners who are just thinking about learning. And we'll give them more tips that how they can start their journey. So thank you to giving your time.
Thank you very much. I also enjoyed a lot by having conversation with you. Okay, ma'am.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.